So welcome back to my channel. I'm doing new series of MCQ. Today we will be doing MCQ in chemistry part 1. This MCQ is going to help those students who are going to answer Goa board entrance exam for class 11 science stream admission procedure. So in this MCQ series, we are going to tackle some easy level, difficulty level and some average questions. So let's get begin. We have the first question over here. Which of the following is true about the reaction taking place in a photosynthesis process? It is an endothermic reaction? It is an exothermic reaction? This reaction does not consume or release energy. This reaction release large amount of energy, none of this. So I'll repeat the question again. Which of the following is true about reaction taking place in photosynthesis process? Is it an endothermic reaction, exothermic reaction? This reaction does not consume or release energy. This reaction release large amount of energy, none of this. So as we know that since a photosynthesis reaction uses sunlight and sunlight is a source of heat energy. So what do you think it will be? In this reaction, heat is being utilized or absorbed. So yes, the reaction which utilizes heat or absorb heat is an endothermic reaction. So we know that it is your endothermic reaction. So this will be the correct answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, so we have the second question which says that let us move on. Okay, we have the next question. The second question is which one of the following reaction is correctly balanced? Okay, for balancing the reactions, you should know count the number of elements on left hand side and right hand side and how many are there. Okay, let us start counting. There are 2 into 2, 4 hydrogen, oxygen 2 atom. In the product side, we have 2 into 2, that is 4 hydrogen atom and 2 oxygen atom. So this first itself gives us clear indication that there are equal number of hydrogen on left hand side, that is 4 hydrogen atom and 4 hydrogen atom on both the side and 2 oxygen atom and 2 oxygen atom. So this itself is a balanced reaction. So this will be the correct answer. So let us move on to the third question. Which of the following type of reaction is taking place in a chemical equation given below? We have iron Fe combining with sulfur. You use iron sulfide or ferrous sulfide. Okay. Now is it a combustion reaction? Is it a combination, decomposition or displacement? Iron is combining with sulfur. So we have get iron sulfide. So what do you think it will be? A combustion, combination, decomposition or displacement? Yes, when you combine something, it is always a combination reaction. So this is the correct option for it. So let's move on to the next question. We have the fourth one. Which of the following type of reaction take place in chemical equation given below? We have PbNO3 means lead nitrate combining with Ki means potassium iodide giving you lead iodide PbI2 and KNO3 potassium nitrate. So now what type of reaction it is? Is it a combustion reaction, combination reaction, decomposition reaction or double displacement reaction or none of this? Yes, it is a, see here, this lead which is there and this K which is there have interchanged their places. They have interchanged. They have taken each other's places. So that means they have displaces each other's places. So it is a displacement reaction. So yes, so we got the answer as displacement reaction. But since both of them have changed their places, there are double displacement which is taking place. So answer is double displacement. Although there is no other option, only this is the option, so it is a double displacement reaction. Okay, let us move on to the next question. We have the fifth one. Oxidation of fats and oil is called a corrosion, rusting, photosynthesis, rancidity. Now this is very easy type of question. Oxidation means addition of what? Oxidation. Yes, it is addition of oxygen. So when we add oxygen, what is the process? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen is nothing but, yes, it is a oxidation process. So in oxidation process of fats and oil, it is rancidity, not rusting, corrosion or photosynthesis. Okay, let us do the next one. We have the sixth question. A substance which oxidizes itself and reduces others. What does it doing? It reduces others is known as dash. Is it oxidizing agent, reducing agent, both of these, none of this? This question itself is giving you a hint. A substance which oxidizes itself but reduces others. So it is reducing agent. Okay, so very important. Many times students get confused over here and they may write answer as oxidizing agent. No, the one who get oxidized itself but reduces other is a reducing agent. Okay, let us move on to the next set of questions. We have the seventh one over here. When hydrogen sulfide gas is passed through a blue solution of copper sulfate, a black precipitate of copper sulfide is obtained and sulfuric acid so formed remain in the solution. This reaction is an example of combination reaction, displacement reaction, decomposition reaction or double decomposition reaction. Okay, let me explain you the question again. Okay, this one is telling you that when hydrogen sulfide, okay, what is it? Which gas? Hydrogen sulfide is combining with a copper sulfate, a black precipitate copper sulfide is formed. So, which is obtained and there is a sulfuric acid which is formed. So, it is nothing but decomposition reaction and it is a double decomposition reaction. What type of decomposition? A double decomposition reaction. Okay, let us move on to the next one. We have the question number 8. Which of the following is a physical change? Formation of curd from milk, ripening of fruit, getting salt from seawater, burning of wood. We know that a physical change is one in which there is a change in shape, size, or height is increased, size is decreased, shape is changed, there is a change in state of matter. All this are indicator of a physical change. So what do you think from this given? Which of the following is an example of physical change? So I know that this one, all these examples are of chemical change, and this is the one getting salt from seawater. Here the process of evaporation, this is called evaporation. So water is getting evaporated, so there is a change in state of matter. From the liquid it becomes gaseous state, evaporating. So that is a physical change. So this is the correct answer. Okay, let us move on to the next one. We have the question number 9. The destruction of a material containing matter due to chemical reaction with its surrounding is called rancidity, photosynthesis, osmosis or corrosion. destruction of material containing metal. Okay, so what is metal is getting degraded, or metal is something happening to the metal, that is destruction is taking place, metal is getting slowly converted into some other material due to chemical reaction with its surroundings. It's reacting with surrounding things and it is getting converted. So it is exit rancidity, photosynthesis, osmosis of corrosion. Yes, that process of conversion of metal to something else, it can only say called it as corrosion process and corroded material. Okay, so we have the answer as corrosion. Okay, let us move on to the next set of questions. We have the question number 10. Okay, we have the question number 10 over here. Which of the following statement is correct for the given chemical reaction? We have the zinc oxide plus carbon gives you zinc and carbon monoxide. Okay, so now you should tell me what is this type of reaction. Is it zinc oxide is reduced, carbon is oxidized, carbon is a reducing agent? All of this. We know that zinc oxide is getting changed to zinc. Okay, zinc oxide is getting changed, it is reduced to zinc. That is this type of reaction, it is a redox reaction, redox equation. This one is a reducing substance, that is zinc oxide is getting reduced to zinc, whereas carbon is getting oxidized over here, that is it is adding oxygen over here. Carbon is act as reducing agent. So what is reducing agent? A substance which get oxidized but reduces others, right? This one carbon is getting oxygen, so it is getting oxidized, but it's reduces others. So it is this making this zinc oxide reduces oxygen, right? So this is a reducing agent. So all the statements are correct. So your correct answer is all of the above. Okay, let us move on to the next question. We have the question number 11. A dilute solution of sodium carbonate was added to two test tubes, one containing dilute hydrochloric acid, okay, and other containing dilute sodium hydroxide, NaOH. One is containing HCl, other one is containing NaOH. The correct observation was, let me read the question again. Dilute solution of sodium carbonate was added to two test tubes, one containing dilute HCl, other containing dilute NaOH. What will be the correct observation? A brown color gas liberated in the test tube. A brown color gas liberated in test tube B. First one is brown color gas liberated in test tube A. Other one is brown color gas liberated in test tube B. A colorless gas liberated in test tube A. Colorless gas liberated in test tube B. Now let us check the reaction. Okay, the reaction is sodium carbonate, right? Na2CO3 plus HCl gives you NaCl plus water plus CO2. Now, the question is, when sodium carbonate is reacted with hydrochloric acid, so what happens when sodium carbonate react with hydrochloric acid? You get NaCl, sodium chloride salt, water formation, and you get a carbon dioxide gas that is formed with a colorless gas. Now, which test tube contains a hydrochloric acid? Yes, it is the test tube containing A. So what is the correct answer? A colorless gas liberated in test tube A will be the correct option. Okay, let us move on to question number 12. Which one among the following is a weak base? This is very easy. We have learned about acid, base and salt. So sodium hydroxide, is it NaOH? We have potassium hydroxide, KOH, ammonium hydroxide, or all of this. We know that among these two are strong bases, and this cannot be the option. So obviously this is the correct answer, ammonium hydroxide. Okay, let us move on to the next set of questions. We have question number 13. Okay, let us see this question number 13 over here. What happens when copper rod is deep in iron sulfate solution? Copper displaces iron. Blue color of copper sulfate solution is obtained. No reaction taking place. Reaction is an exothermic reaction. Okay, what is the question? When the copper rod is deep, now the question is little bit twisted. Copper rod is deep in iron sulfate solution, FeSO4. Okay, so we have learned about iron nail dipping in copper sulfate, but this is the opposite. So we know that there is no reaction is going to take place. And what will be the reason? Why no reaction? Because copper cannot displace iron from its solution. Okay, because it is least reactive metal than iron. Therefore, no reaction will take place. Okay, we have the next question. Question number 14. White silver chloride is in sunlight turned to grey, yellow, remain white or red. This we know that it is photo using sunlight. That is, this reaction is using sunlight, decomposition of the given material substances using sunlight. So sunlight is used to decompose silver chloride. It is becoming grey in color. Okay, so what is the answer? It is grey. We have the next question. 15. Combination of phosphorus and oxygen is example of phosphorus is combined with oxygen. We have phosphorus combining with oxygen. Okay, 2 gives you P2O3. Let us balance this. This will be 3. This is 4. And here it will be 2. So 2 into 2, 4. 4 phosphorus. 3 into 2, 6. So 3 to the 6. So 6 oxygen atoms. So it's a balance. So phosphorus combining with oxygen is an example of oxidation, reduction, rancidity, or none of this. We know the addition of oxygen is right. It is oxidation process. Okay. So let us move on to the next set of questions. We have question number 16. Which of the following acid is present in SAM milk? This is very easy. The glycolic acid, lactic acid, citrus acid, tartaric acid. We know that SAM milk or the curd is sour in taste due to the presence of this lactic acid. Okay, so answer is lactic acid. Next question, question number 17. Chemical formula of baking soda. What is the chemical formula of baking soda? Is it MgSO4, Na2CO3, NaSCO3, MgCO3? What is the chemical formula of baking soda? Yes, C is the correct option. It is NaSCO3, which is also called sodium bicarbonate, right? Or sodium hydrogen carbonate, which baking soda is also known as sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, that was very easy question. Okay, question number 18 now. An acid A with sodium hydrogen carbonate is used in making cakes fluffy and spongy. It is due to release of B gas in the reaction. Here X and Y are, or A and B are. Is it oxalic acid and carbon dioxide, tartaric acid and oxygen, succinic acid and hydrogen, tartaric acid and carbon dioxide? So first of all, let us know that cakes, for baking of cake, we either use baking soda or baking powder. So baking powder, okay, baking powder contains tartaric acid, and when baking powder is mixed, it is releasing the gas called carbon dioxide gas, which make the cakes very spongy. So answer is tartaric and carbon dioxide. So we have the tartaric and carbon dioxide, option number 18. Yes, this is the correct answer. Okay, so let us move on to next set of questions. Question number 19. Carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide is passed to lime water, it turns milky. The milkiness is due to formation of calcium carbonate, calcium hydroxide, water or carbon dioxide. We know that lime water. What is lime water? What is lime water? When lime water and carbon dioxide gas is passed to lime water, it turns milky. Okay, so milkiness is due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Lime water is nothing but calcium hydroxide. When you mix it with carbon dioxide, it will give you calcium carbonate. Okay. Okay. So we have the question number 20. Copper oxide plus X gives you copper sulfate plus H2. Here X is it a copper sulfate? Is it a HCl? Is it H2SO4? Is it HNO3? Here we have in the product, let us check in the product side, it's copper sulfate, SO4 and H2O. So what do you think it will be? What will be the answer? Yes, it should be something with sulfate. Now this cannot be the answer because the reactant and product cannot be the same. So obviously this is left. So it is H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. This is the correct option. Okay, let us move on to question number 21. Plaster of Paris is made from limestone, slake lime, quicklime or gypsum. What is used to make plaster of Paris? We know that it is gypsum. Yes. And what is gypsum? It is calcium sulfate, 2 hydrogen water molecule bihydrate. It is heated to decompose to calcium sulfate hemihydrate. It becomes half H2O. So decomposition of gypsum to get plaster of Paris. Okay, this is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 22. We have, on prolonged supply of carbon dioxide in lime solution or lime water, it is observed that lime solution changes to gaseous state, the milkiness of lime water disappears, milkiness of lime water changes from white to red, color of the lime water become black. Okay, now which is the correct option for this? Okay, is it a lime solution changes to gaseous state? Is it a milkiness of lime water disappearing? Milkiness of lime water changes from white to red? Yes, it is the correct option is here. That is the B1, milkiness of lime water disappear. Okay, now why does that disappear? Let us understand the reaction. Lime water, we know that calcium hydroxide, okay, CaOH2 plus carbon dioxide gives you calcium carbonate plus water. Okay, so this is reacted with carbon dioxide to form calcium carbonate. So that's why when you add too much of carbon dioxide to lime water, it becomes calcium carbonate, and because of which the milkiness get dissolved. Okay, so let's move on to the question number 23. A solution react with crushed egg cell to give a gas that turn lime water milky. The solution contains NaCl, HCl, LiCl or KCl. What is it? Okay, a solution react with crushed egg cell to pass a gas that turns lime water milky. Now, what does eggshell contain? Eggshell is made up of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate, right? And when you add HCl, see, let us see the reaction. You get calcium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. Okay, calcium carbonate plus HCl gives you calcium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. So we know that it is HCl. It reacts with hydrochloric acid. Okay, HCl. Now let us move on to question number 24. When calcium hydroxide react with carbon dioxide, it will give calcium carbonate and water. The nature of calcium carbonate is acidic, basic, neutral, all of this. Now let us understand what is it. Calcium hydroxide is a strong base. Okay, it is a strong base. It reacts with carbon dioxide to form a carbonic acid. Okay, carbonic acid is nothing but it is a weak acid. A strong base, a weak acid will give you a salt which will be a basic in nature, a basic salt you will get. So what will be the nature of this? It is a basic. This is the correct option. Okay, let us move on to the next set of questions. Okay, we have the question number 25 over here. You are having 5 solutions A, B, C, D, E with pH value as follows. A is having 1.5 pH, B is having 7, C is 8.5, D is 8 and E is 5. Which solution will be the most likely to liberate hydrogen with magnesium powder? Solution A and B, solution A, solution C, all of this. Which solution is going to give you more hydrogen? Obviously the one which have the less pH, right? The one which has the less pH value. Which solution will be having the liberate more hydrogen? The one which have less pH, that is A and B, should give you a more hydrogen with magnesium powder. Okay, so solution. So now among A and B, I'm sorry, not A and B, B is neutral. So obviously the one which remains is this option number A. Okay, since it is having pH 1.8, so strong acid, so more hydrogen will be liberated. Okay, let's move on to question number 26. Bleaching powder gives smell of chlorine because it is unstable. It gives chlorine on exposure to atmosphere. It is a mixture of chlorine and slave lime. Contain excess of chlorine. What is bleaching powder? You should know that is terms. Okay, bleaching powder is nothing but calcium oxychloride. CaOCl2. This is the formula for bleaching powder. When you bleaching powder is containing chlorine. Okay, so when it reacts with surrounding thing, that is surrounding gas, carbon dioxide, it is giving you calcium carbonate plus chlorine is getting separated. So this chlorine is getting separated. It's your chlorine and exposure to atmosphere. Okay, let us move on to next one, 27. A reaction between metal with acid result in formation of hydrogen gas. Only salt, both salt and hydrogen. None of this is very easy. We know that metal react with acid to give you hydrogen gas and salt. This is the correct option. Okay, let us move on to the next set of questions. Here you have the last set. Okay, question number 28. Observe this figure. In the test, I think the figure is not very clear, but still I will explain what is it. In the test tube, there is a dry test tube. It would contain copper sulfate crystals. It is heated. Which of the observations are correct? A white color residue is left behind in the test tube. A white droplet observed. On adding water to the residue, the color is changing to green. Okay. Now 1 and 3 and second and third is correct, or C and first and second is correct. Now copper sulfate crystals. Okay, copper sulfate crystals are heated, so it is changing its color. We know that it's becoming anhydrous copper sulfate. So it is, first of all, the color is white color is formed, and again the water droplets are seen. It doesn't become green. Okay, it doesn't become green. So 1 and 2nd is correct. So 1 and 2nd only. So 1 and 2nd only. C is the correct option. Okay. Next one we have question number 29. pH of blood is strongly acidic, neutral, strongly basic, slightly basic. What is the pH of blood? Blood is approximately having the pH of above 7.4. So it is slightly basic, not very basic. Okay, it is slightly basic. Approximate value of pH of blood is 7.4. So it is slightly basic. Okay, last question. Aqueous solution of copper sulfate react with aqueous ammonium hydroxide solution to give brown precipitate, pale blue precipitate, white precipitate, or green precipitate. Okay, let us try to understand the reaction here. Copper sulfate CuSO4 plus aqueous ammonium hydroxide NH4OH gives you copper hydroxide. Okay, copper hydroxide is formed plus ammonium sulfate is formed. And now, so this copper hydroxide CuOH is there, it is getting that blue color. What is getting? Blue precipitate. Okay, so it is the option number B, pale blue precipitate. Okay, with that we have finished with first MCQ series. Stay tuned for more updates. I'll come up with another MCQ series in chemistry, followed with biology, and we will do physics as well. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe my channel.